Welcome to another Incubate show. My name is Bassel Zoueiter, regulated Canadian immigration consultant. Today we're going to discuss a unique program under the federal level, not provincial, that is focused on investment or entrepreneurship. So many of you have heard of the provincial nominee programs under, let's say, British Columbia or Manitoba or even Ontario. Others have heard of the Quebec Immigrant Investment Program, and then other investment opportunities that are available in Canada. There's a unique program that is new. It hasn't been running on a federal level for a long time. The government introduced it after the shutdown of the federal investment program, and then the switch from a certain way of doing investment immigration to the new mandate that the government has, which is the effectiveness of every single applicant that comes in, and once they immigrate, for them to be able to become entrepreneurs or investors that are going to implement certain business plans and coming to the government to benefit the local economies. So the federal startup visa program, or the startup visa for short, is a program that is under the IRCC level. So this is at the federal level, where an investor or an entrepreneur can invest a substantial amount of money into a new venture that is going to be started in Canada, and that venture will enable that person or that applicant to receive their permanent residency in Canada. So the interesting part of Startup Visa program is the fact that it's one of the fastest immigration programs in Canada till date. You can potentially get your permanent residency in around 6 months. It's a two-step process. You get a quick work permit for you to be able to come in and just do some strategic meetings, and then after that, right away you file your permanent residency application and receive it in 6 months. So from the day that you start this program, or you start the process of this program, things go very quick, and in around 6 months you can get your permanent residency in Canada. What's also interesting about the Startup Visa program is you meet your immigration obligations the second you get your permanent residency, as in you enter to the program, you get the work permit, and then you apply, you get your permanent residency, and that's it. There are no conditions on the permanent residency. So regardless of what happens to the investment, regardless of what happens to that new venture, the permanent residency status is protected. Unlike, for example, other countries where there are specific conditions that are placed on the permanent residency that makes it a conditional status. In Canada, under the Startup Visa program, there are no conditions under that PR status. Once you get the permanent residency, it's yours to keep regardless of what happens in the investment. The other interesting point about the Startup Visa program is the fact that you don't, as an investor or an entrepreneur, you don't have to get involved in the daily operations of the business. Meaning, you don't have to physically be present where the business or the company is going to be established and then run the business. There's one of three categories under the Startup Visa program, which is called the Business Incubator or Designated Business Incubator stream. So you have this business incubator that you're going to form a new venture with, and the business incubator is going to run the business on your behalf. You are going to be at the director level, but the business incubator is going to do all the daily legwork in establishing the business and then hiring, the staff, and then making sure the business is going to be implemented, and off you go. What's also interesting here is the fact that you have the freedom to live anywhere in Canada. You don't have to be physically located in the same location where the business is. So for example, if you establish a new venture in Vancouver, you can move and live in Toronto. If you do something in a different province, you don't have to physically be there. You can move around, and you have the freedom of mobility to be able to live wherever you want to be located in Canada. So what do you need to do to qualify for the Startup Visa program? First thing is first, your net worth needs to be around 1 million. There is really nothing based on the law that says you have to have exactly 1 million. But based on our experience and based on our various interactions with business incubators all around Canada, the suggested amount in net worth that an investor or an entrepreneur should have is 1 million Canadian dollars. The amount of investment that should be placed for an applicant to qualify in this program, again, the law says substantial amount of investment. There's no actual figure in the law that says you have to invest it. But again, based on our experience and business logic when it comes to implementing a new startup or a new venture, you need around 350,000 Canadian dollars for a business to be established as a new venture in Canada and for that to be successful along the line. The next step up when it comes to eligibility to qualify under the Startup Visa program is your English or French proficiency. You need to have CLB level 5, or that's Canadian language benchmark level 5, for you to be able to attend specific meetings with the business incubator to form that new venture in Canada. The next part is, in terms of qualification, is the fact that you have to have business ownership or entrepreneurship experience for you to understand how does a business work, how are you going to be implementing a new business, how are things going to be done in this business. When you're going to be as a director in that business, you need to know what's happening. At the end of the day, this is your money, it's your own investment. So maybe you're not involved in the daily operations of the business, but you need to know at least how to direct that business. So you need to speak the language, and also you need to be able to have business management or business ownership experience to be able to qualify for this program. When it comes to the new venture and what you're going to be establishing in Canada with the business incubator as partners, the main focus of this business is something related to export. So think about this new venture, whatever the idea is, you're going to come in, form a new venture with this business incubator, and both are going to establish this Canadian company that is going to make, whether it is a Canadian product or a service, that is going to be exported and sold internationally in 5 different countries. So as a foreign national sitting in your home country right now, in your own region, as a business owner, you come up with this idea or you formulate this idea with the business incubator. You bring it into this new venture. That new venture makes this product or service. You can utilize your international business experience and your network abroad to open up new channels and open up new gateways for the business to be able to sell its products and service internationally. So think about it from that perspective. That's the focal point when it comes to the new formulated venture and what it needs to focus on in terms of business model to be operating under. So to summarize, the qualifications of somebody that would like to immigrate to Canada as an investor, as I don't want to say a passive investor, but a director level investor. So somebody that is going to be flying back and forth, not living where the business is. They want to have more freedom, more mobility, more flexibility when it comes to their, they have other businesses to run. They have other ventures they want to take care of. They're back and forth between Canada and their home country. They are within Canada in different places. They want to do more than that project. These are the qualifications of a person that would really be a good fit for the Startup Visa program. But again, to summarize, what you need to have is you need to have around $1 million Canadian. You need to invest around 350,000 Canadian dollars. You need to have CLB level 5, which is I want to say basic to intermediate level of English. You need to have business ownership experience in your home country before you move to Canada, and then being able to establish a new venture with a business incubator that has a mandate of creating a Canadian product or service and then selling it internationally to 5 different countries. I hope this was beneficial and gave you information about this unique opportunity, this investment opportunity for you as an immigrant. We highly recommend it when it comes to those that want to have flexibility in investment. It's a very quick program. As I mentioned, you could potentially get your permanent residency in 6 months. And then there are no restrictions when it comes to your physical location, and you can run multiple businesses at the same time, regardless of the location. So if you have any questions, if you would like us to run your assessment under the Startup Visa program, if you want us to let you know if you're eligible or not, to see if this qualify is a good fit for you and your family and for you as an investor, we're more than happy to do so. Make sure you contact us, send us an email, give us a call, and then we will guide you through the assessment, the eligibility assessment for the federal Startup Visa program. Thank you.